You're sitting in your car on a Friday evening, and for a brief moment, everything feels right. The weight on your chest lifts because the next 48 hours belong to you. But if you look closer at that feeling, it's not actually joy. It's the relief of a prisoner who's just been granted a weekend pass. You've just traded 5 days of your life for 2 days of freedom. In any other context, we would call that a criminal transaction. A negative 60% return on your most valuable asset. And the worst part isn't the trade itself, it's that you've been told this is the safest way to live. You are following a roadmap that was designed to fail you from the start. By the time you realize the math doesn't add up, you might be too old to do anything about it. You've been playing a game where the rules were written by people who don't have to play it. We're taught to believe in a specific sequence of events. Go to school, get good grades, and secure a respectable job. It feels responsible. It looks smart. Your parents and your bank agree. You start contributing to your 401k and watching the markets. You tell yourself that if you just keep your head down, the compound interest will eventually save you. This is the slow lane, the path of deferred gratification. The idea is simple. Sacrifice your youth so you can buy back your freedom when you're 65. It's a strategy based on hope, not control. You hope the economy stays stable. You hope your company doesn't downsize you. You hope you're still healthy enough to enjoy the money when it finally arrives. But hope is a poor substitute for a plan. And yet, you see everyone else doing it, so it must be right. The comfort of the crowd hides the danger of the destination. You're running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away. You might be earning more, but you feel less free than ever. The situation highlights a core concept in the millionaire fast lane regarding a fundamental misunderstanding of wealth. The focus returns to that Friday relief, the 5-for-2 trade. If you gave a bank $5 and they gave you back $2, you'd call the police. Yet we do this with our lives every single week. The system relies on you not doing the math. Because once you see the numbers, the illusion of safety vanishes. The core of the problem is a concept called uncontrollable limited leverage, or ULL. Consider the structure of a standard job. Your income is tied directly to your time. Whether you're paid by the hour or by the year, there is a hard ceiling. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you only have so many years you can physically work. This means your primary engine for wealth is mathematically throttled. You cannot work 1,000,000 hours a day. You cannot scale your presence, and you have no control over the value the market places on your time. If your boss decides you're worth less tomorrow, you are. This lack of control is the first pillar of the slow lane prison. But what about the wealth accelerators we're told to use? The 401k, the mutual funds, the buy and hold strategy. These are presented as the ultimate tools for the common man. But they suffer from the same fatal flaw. They require decades to work. Compound interest is a powerful force, but in the slow lane, it's a weak one, because you're starting with a small shovel. If you invest $1,000 today, even a great return won't change your life tomorrow. It might give you an extra $600 after 10 years. Is that freedom? Or is that a rounding error? The gurus point to the person who invested in 1940 and is now a millionaire. They don't mention that the person is 91 years old. Wealth at 91 is a hollow victory. You can't take a wheelchair to the club. You can't enjoy a vibrant life when your body is failing. The slow lane trades the now for a maybe that happens when you're done. To combat this, many people seek more education. They think an MBA or a certification will be the key. They want to increase their intrinsic value, their price per hour. But this is just fighting the symptoms, not the disease. Even if you double your hourly rate, you are still limited by the same 24 hours. And often, that expensive education comes with a hidden cost: education servitude. You take on 6 figures of debt to get a job that pays slightly more. Now, you must work. You have no choice. The debt has successfully anchored you to the slow lane. You've restricted your options in the pursuit of more options. This is why so many high earners still feel broke. They are just further along a path that leads to the same mediocre destination. There is the account of a man who saved every penny for 5 years. He lived in extreme frugality, forsaking every joy, every night out, every dream. At the end of it, he had saved $50,000. In the grand scheme of a lifetime, that amount is almost meaningless. He traded 5 years of his youth for a sum that won't even buy him a year of freedom. That is the incarceration of normalcy. We settle for not bad because we're afraid of different. But not bad is just another way of saying unfulfilled. When you follow the slow lane, you are betting against yourself. You are betting that you will survive, that the market will cooperate, and that you won't mind waiting. The math of the slow lane is fundamentally broken because it treats your life as a linear equation. But real wealth requires exponential variables. It requires things you can control and things you can scale. The slow lane offers neither. It's a plan of hope, wrapped in the language of responsibility. Every time you feel that "thank God it's Friday's rush," remember what it actually means. It means you've just survived another week of a life you're trying to escape. It means your roadmap is working exactly as intended. It's keeping you just comfortable enough to stay, but never free enough to leave. The wealth you were promised is being eaten by the time it takes to get there. This isn't just about money, it's about the primordial fuel of your life. You are trading the best years of your life for the worst years of your life. The trade forces an evaluation of whether the cost is justified. Is the safeties of the slow lane worth the certainty of mediocrity? Because the normal path isn't a shortcut, it's a detour that lasts 40 years. If you keep following the herd, you will end up where the herd goes. And that destination is a quiet life of what if. The focus shifts from the paycheck to the clock. The math doesn't care about your effort. It only cares about the system you're in. You can be the hardest worker in the world, but if you're in the slow lane, you're still limited by the speed of the lane. The destination is defined by the roadmap used. The weekend concludes and Monday returns, raising the question of what time is actually worth.